Do you believe so strongly in Hillary's message or Barack's message that you're giving money on a monthly basis to them? You may be, but odds are if you're one of their supporters, you're not even watching this video. If you're like me, you've been holding on to your money, what you could hold on to anyway, and you've been waiting for something significant to come along, someone who stood for what you believed in. So I'd like you to consider the fact that Ron Paul is not after your money. Ron Paul is after your support. I volunteered just a few months ago for the Ron Paul campaign efforts as a volunteer here in Louisiana. I just posted my first video about what we've done. The response has been wonderful. YouTube's such a great community. Unlike what the media says, that there's just two bloggers supporting Ron Paul, you and I both realize that there are millions of people who watch these videos. There are millions of people who have submitted their own videos to YouTube, and it's a great place to go to learn about issues. Ron Paul isn't after your money. If you look at his message, it's been consistent for over 20 years. So if a candidate has a lot of money and they're still seeking more money and they've got a high burn rate, they're going through the money rapidly, I'm extremely worried about them getting into office, because they'll run their government the same way. I said their government, that's what it is, I guess. But if you look at Ron Paul has spent his money very, very cautiously, very wisely. And as volunteers, the way I look at it is the volunteers out in the streets are like a chorus. And if you've ever been to a major sporting event, you get one person in a big stadium and they can yell all they want to, but you can't hear them. You can barely hear them. It's just a little voice. Why is it that when you get 100,000 people in that same stadium, the noise can be up to 110 decibels? Why is it that the noise can be so deafening that the opposing team can't hear their own play calling during a football game? It's because one voice multiplied 100,000 times creates an incredible volume. So the thing I submit is that with the people on the ground supporting Ron Paul already, and with your support, the voice of the people will be so loud that we can't hear the media campaigns trying to tell us who to vote for. If you'll research Ron Paul, if you'll look him up, just look at his issues. Look at what he's voted for the past 20 years. Look at the fact that he is a family man. He's lived the principles that all of us wish we could. He has done the things and practiced the things that we would hope a politician would do. He's the only man that I can tell, man or woman, who has run for this office, who is so principled that he won't vote for things that would benefit him personally. Everybody else that I know of has compromised based on who their audience was. You don't have to look too hard to see the compromises in each of these other candidates. Now, he's not perfect, and he's not the end. The fact is that what he's woken me up to, and many hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people by now, what he's woken me up to is the fact that we need a change. We need to go back to a constitutional-based government. I've had to learn so much more about how our country is formed and how it's run. In the past few months, I never realized how far we had strayed from the ideals of our forefathers. I can't believe the momentum around these ideas. It's almost like we're going back to the days of the revolution again. I hope you'll join us in this fight. I hope that you will research the name Ron Paul. I hope that you will do anything you can to convince your family to look at what he stands for. Because by getting him elected, we then allow the rest of the government to take a hard look at themselves, and they either change their votes to become more constitutional based, or the next time there's an election, the same loud voices that got Ron Paul in office are going to be loud in favor of the new voices who promise to uphold the Constitution and actually do it. It's good talking to you. I look forward to getting to know you better.